Hey, what's up, guys? So you are always asking me if I can post baking recipes, if I can talk about my baking, if I can start a baking blog, if I can do all these other things, and I finally decided I would just go for it and try to make a crappy vlog video with my incredibly limited knowledge of this technology for you. I'm going to be baking the Joy of Baking recipe for gingerbread biscotti. It's not one of those recipes that pretends to be healthy. I've definitely looked up, recipes before, and it'll be like super healthy cookies because they've got cranberries and pecans in them. It's like that. You're not fooling anybody with that one. But they're vegan. I just like this recipe because I usually can make it with stuff that I've got on hand, but that's only if you've got kind of weird ingredients on hand, I guess. I don't know if most people keep unsulphured molasses handy, crystallized ginger, but I do. All right, sweet, I washed my hands. That was step number 1. I used some dish soap. Don't know if that's important. Step number 1 is preheat oven to 350 degrees or 177 degrees Celsius and place oven rack in the center of the oven. Well, that looks pretty good. The first thing it calls for is 3/4 cup hazelnuts or pecans or walnuts toasted. So I'm gonna do that. Oh, that's what the preheating was for. Where's my nuts at? 1/4 cup. Gonna do it this way. 1, 2. See, I'm bad at measuring. I'm like, yeah, it's about right. You do this. I think of baking kind of like, it's this therapy for me, and people take baking really seriously, and that's great. I know a lot of people aim to make the most delicious things and have the best and the crispiest meringues and the crunchiest cookies, and I don't really care. For me, baking is just the joy of making something and smelling it bake in the oven and then getting to look at it when it's done and it's all warm and then you shove it in your face. People spend way too much money and energy worrying about dieting. I'm just chopping these pecans. Throw them on this pan. I'm gonna eat this one because it's too big. All right, just stick these in here. So it calls for 1 cup of old-fashioned rolled oats, and half of those have to be ground up in a blender or food processor. All right, we're gonna process this. Whoa, whoa, settle down. Here's the 1/2 cup of ground, finely ground oats. Derp, derp. They smell fragrant. 1 3/4 cup all-purpose flour. 1/2 cup. 1/2 cup plus 1/2 cup equals 1 cup. 1 1/4. 2 1/4. 3 1/4. You know, people throw hissy fits about unsalted versus salted butter, and I know if a recipe calls for unsalted butter, you use unsalted butter, but you know what? I'm not gonna go to the grocery store just to get unsalted butter, and I'm not gonna desalt the butter that I have, because I don't even know how you do that. And you know what? Nobody's ever bitten into a cookie that I've given them, been like, no, this is salted butter, meh. And normally you don't add your sugar with your flour, but that's what the recipe says, so I'm gonna do it. There's, whoop. Here. 3/4 cup dark brown sugars. I'm gonna do 1/2 teaspoon kosher salt. Normally you don't wanna measure over your bowl, but I trust my ability. Whoop, oh. 1 teaspoon baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon baking soda. 3/4 teaspoons ground cinnamon. 1/2 teaspoon ground ginger. 1/8 teaspoon ground cloves. Now we mix these together. Oh boy. Okay, wet ingredients. We're going to mix together 2 large eggs. Yeah, woo! Woo! Oh, damn it, I got a shell in there. Get a wet finger, and then you can reach in there. Oh, because you can break up the surface tension of the egg. 1/4 cup molasses. I have the belief that any time you need to measure anything sticky, if you have to measure something greasy with the same cup, do the greasy thing first because then the sticky stuff will come out. Molasses is like a byproduct of refined sugar processing. You have 3 different kinds of molasses. Unsulphured molasses, which is derived from the freshest cane sugar, the most ripe, the ready-to-go cane sugar. You have sulfured molasses, which is molasses that is refined from green sugars, so it's like of a lesser quality. And you have blackstrap. Blackstrap is the 3rd tier in the hierarchy of molasses, and they only use it for like as a binder in animal foods. I personally love the smell of molasses, and I love the way it tastes. I know some people who just absolutely cannot stand the smell and or taste of molasses because it's got this like licoricey kind of, I don't even know how you would explain it. Whoa, 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 it's a lot of molasses. 2 tablespoons olive oil, and I need a half a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Madagascar vanilla extract double strength. What did I say? I'm using my whisk. Whisking. You wanna see it whisking? All right, let's see if I can whisk. I'm gonna spill this all over everywhere. You see down here? Whisking. That whisking action. This recipe also calls for 3/4 cup of dark or golden raisins in the biscotti, but I don't have raisins. Although I do have candied ginger, which I think is way better. So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna chop that ginger. By the way, Chris Helgen, the guy who discovered the Olenguito within the Field Museum's collection, just tweeted at me saying like, hey, thanks for everything you do about advocating for natural history museums, and I kind of fangirled inside a little bit. That is my equivalent of a rock star. Okay, now we're going to add the wet stuff to the dry stuff. Let's bring you guys over for this one. Mix until just incorporated. All right, that's what it looks like when you get everything combined. Add the nuts. Magically, there are nuts. And there are the nuts and the ginger bits. Don't overmix it. Come on, stand mixer. Whoa, settle down, stand mixer. And scrape down the sides. It should be pretty sticky. If you're making this at home, it's cookie dough. So I washed my hands again. Now I'm gonna take some parchment paper, cover my baking sheet. There we go. Whoops. There we go. Maybe, oh. And I want to take the dough. I'm just gonna grab it with my hands because that's how we do it. It's sticky, it's weird, just grab it. Just get your hands all up in it. While I was offloading the footage onto my computer, I decided to go ahead and make the logs because it's not that interesting. I just used my hands and kind of squished them out to be the appropriate shape. Here's one of them. You know, it's about 12, whoops, whoa. It's about 12 inches by 2 inches, and just as long as you get a relatively consistent shape, it's pretty good. Woo! They're both pretty much done. This one's not quite done. Look under it. Oh, nice! Both of the bricks of biscotti are baked for the first time, so now we're gonna cut them and then bake them again. Get cutting board. My special knife is a shark knife. It's serrated. All right, move the camera so you can hopefully see this. I got my brick of biscotti, and you're gonna cut them at an angle, because if you cut them straight across, you're not gonna get as many, because geometry. And I'm cutting them like an inch-ish thick, and I'm trying not to break them. Whoops. If you cut a piece off, you know, you can always eat it. Oh my God. Holy crap. Those are really good. You should have something that looks like that. Look at it. Look at it. It's so pretty. They're all cut, except for this one. I broke that one a little bit. And then I'm gonna line these on the baking sheet, and you put them face down. And then cut the other one. Look, it's a biscotti piece. Then they look like that. Oh, look at that baking sheet. Sweet, we're gonna put them back in the oven. I'm gonna put them back in for 6 to 8 minutes, and then I'm gonna take them out, and then I'm gonna flip them over so the other part of them bakes, and then I'm gonna bake them for another 6 to 8 minutes. So here we go. I reduced the heat temperature from 350 to 300 degrees, because that's what it said to do. This is after the first 6 minutes, and they're really hot. Yeah, they're really hot. Whoa, boy. And they're done, pretty much. They're pretty toasty. We're gonna take them off the tray and let them cool on this other tray. They're pretty, ooh, they're hot. They can be stored in an airtight container for apparently 6 to 8 weeks, but I don't know who would let them sit around for that long, because I know I can't. I will probably eat all of them before this video is done being edited. Oh, it's too hot. Oh, my mouth's on fire. You did it. Good job. And I'm gonna eat them.